So I'll be honest with you though. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna keep. Because I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to religious us out. You see what I'm saying?
That
There's so many people have
was
already. No, no, no,
beautiful.
no. So many people have clocked out. I don't want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? But I'll probably keep some of it. I probably won't keep all of it. Just
Yeah.
the key stuff. So, but in the instance that I don't keep any of it, people, happy belated Eid Mubarak. Welcome to episode 9. Welcome to episode 9 of
Oh,
the Dunya'S Gone Crazy podcast.
wow. Episode
And
Ooh.
9.
my oh my, in the time that we were gone, the Dunya went crazy.
I didn't
Yo,
really see what happened in the dunya. So what happened in the dunya?
bro, before we even dive into the dunya and what happened in it, I just want to say again a happy Eid Mubarak happy belated Eid Mubarak to the people. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Remember that well, I mean this is a late reminder, but celebrating Eid is part of our ibadah. It's part of our religion, so you definitely do that. The sheikh, the imam in my mosque was like giving out papers to the parents. Hey, because it was a Friday. Take your kids
Mm.
out to school. Here's a permission slip. Go tell them. Here, give it to the teacher. Like, what
For
do you
real,
mean?
actually.
Yeah, give it to the teacher because this is our day. This is our celebration. We have to let them
Oh,
know that
that's
this
amazing. I
this is
love
for
that.
us. So I love that.
Yeah.
I wish we had that because if I'm not mistaken, we for sometimes we celebrated Eid like in school. Like we still had to go to school. Like it's not a
Yeah, yeah,
national it's
we
not
did.
a national holiday because for one there's no
Mm.
set day for it. But still,
Yeah.
um,
The last 10 days of Eid, and you get all of those like memes and things where
right,
it's like
right, right, right.
you kind of explain to your boss, like, oh, boss, what? So I need this day off. They're like, all right, yeah, no worries, you can have it off, but it might be the next day. It's like,
Right, right.
yeah,
I requested 3 days off. I requested the last night of Ramadan,
yeah,
or what might be the last night, what might be the
yeah,
Eid, or what could be the Eid. I just requested
yeah,
3 days off. I was like, give me
There's
all
so
three
many
of these.
memes about that.
Give me all
mm,
So
three.
many memes about that,
So many, so
it's
many,
funny.
so many. So
Yeah, just
yeah,
put 2 days.
to my non-Muslim people, I hope that for Eid you gave your friends the $500 that you're supposed to give them. I hope that you've given them the plane ticket that you were supposed to give them to go to their desired countries and all these things. If you haven't already, there's still time. I think you have like 2 weeks still. So
2
get
weeks.
onto
Oh,
that, man.
And I'll
Get
leave
onto that.
I
my
didn't get any of that.
You can get
I'll
any of
leave my
that.
email address in the link below as well. If you
Oh,
want to
okay.
send me
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We'll see about that part there. Um, but before we go too much into everything else, we gotta get back into the rhythm of things, man. And one of the things that we found the rhythm to before we pause for a little bit is always my favorite part of the show, which is the beginning part of it all. So please, play the video, man.
Because of my mentality. If an eagle ever sees a bird flying at the same altitude that he's flying at, it must be another eagle.
Must be.
It must be another eagle. Because pigeons don't fly at the altitudes of eagles.
They don't.
And if you find yourself flying with pigeons, you may be flying too low. So you show me your crowd, I'll show you your future.
Oh,
You show me where you're really trying to go in life, I'll tell you what eagles you need to go research.
What?
wow,
What?
that's deep.
Yo, that's a former NFL star Ray Lewis.
Mm.
Yeah, man. What a great
That was
speech.
epic.
What a great speech. And I think, oh, bro, if that doesn't get you hyped for the rest of your week, man, I don't know what to tell you, yo. I don't know what to tell you. But it's also a moment of like self-reflection a little bit too, bro. Like not everyone can fly with you, bro. Because all birds, regardless if you're an albatross, an eagle, or a pigeon, you don't fly forever. You start at the ground, but not everyone can fly at your altitude. So eventually, you have to leave some people down. You know what I'm saying? So self-reflection, man. Look at the people around you, and all these type of things. I'm not Ray Lewis, so I can't really speak the way he does. I don't have that type of, that cadence of like da 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 da. You see the way he said it. You see the way he said it. So I appreciate that about him, man. I appreciate that about him.
That's deep. That's deep. Yeah, man. Self-reflection.
Self-reflection a little bit. People, like I said to you, that Dunya'S gone crazy. And the funny thing is, there's gonna be another video we'll show. This video I saw right before Ramadan started, and it made me so angry that I couldn't play it at the moment that I played it, that I saw it for you guys, because I was like, that Dunya'S really gone crazy. Like, what are the people talking about? So, Mr. James, please play the
I
video.
haven't seen the video.
Yes, that one. Full screen it as well, please.
I'm feeling spicy, so here's my hot take of the day. All white people are racist. Every single last one of them, all of them are racist. And I don't mean that to say like every single individual white person, if I talk to you, you would have some kind of racist ideology. I'm saying that as a white person, you uphold a system of racism by literally just being white. I believe if you're not spending your literal entire life dismantling racism, then you're contributing to its continuation. And people get so like, whenever like I say like people are racist, like why is it such a big deal? Like, yes, you're racist. Like, okay, we've established that. Now what are you gonna do to change it? Racism refers to power and race. If you are the powerful race in a society, then you're racist. Like, I just don't understand why it's so taboo. Let's talk about it. Let's accept it so that we can work towards changing it. We're never gonna get anywhere if people won't just acknowledge it in the first place. I'm feeling spicy.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. Guys, my white friends, so I don't know if you knew this, but you're racist just from the get-go, bro. Like, you had no idea racism existed. You were born and you were just automatically racist.
Yeah, I don't think I can agree with that, to be fair.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, okay, obviously I'm biased since I'm James Ridley, but I don't agree with that. I don't think so, man. Isn't she like half white? What's going on there?
Well, let's not make any assumptions. That's not the point of that video. So she might just be a really light-skinned person, but yeah. Listen, man, I
just accused her right now.
I think we're all racist, really. We're all racist to someone. Everyone is racist.
But bro, you just
I'm superior to I'm the superior race to other races in some societies and cultures. Yeah. Am I racist towards pigeons?
Yeah, because you fly in high altitude. Yeah,
it's possible.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's possible. So, white people, that was a little PSA for you. I didn't know if you knew that, but yeah, you're just automatically racist just for being born and existing, man. Every breath you take.
This is a baby step.
Oh, wait. Pause that. Every breath you take is a breath of racistness. Every time you breathe in, you're taking away oxygen from ethnic minorities. Every time you breathe out, you're exposing ethnic minorities to carbon dioxide. So I think it's high time that you provided us with what do you say, reparations, because you exist, and all these type of things. Listen, I don't know what this girl was talking about. Of course I don't believe that. How can you just be racist for existing, bro?
I'm afraid of the next video.
No, this one. So we won't get into this video just yet. Actually, no, we're gonna go into this video. We are gonna go into this. You can full screen that video. Should we watch the? All right, so we're moving into our first article of the day, man. It's enough dilly-dallying around because this one came out earlier in the month as well. This trailer anyway, and bro, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should even. I'm so like speechless and lost for words. I don't know if I should play the video first or read the headline. Okay, no, let's play the video first. Please.
As teenagers, you're always thinking, I'm so fat.
There have definitely been times that I've looked in the mirror and hated what I see.
This is a baby step to becoming more accepting of who you are.
Being naked is not a bad thing at all.
0, please.
Indigo!
I think it's time that we see what real male bodies look like.
Look.
Naked men.
Do you know what? Your happiness shouldn't be reliant on whether you have this perfect shape.
A groundbreaking new series, Naked Education, starts Tuesday at 8 on Channel 4. All episodes available after on all 4.
Okay, thank you. You can pause
It's
it.
teenage.
Pause it.
Parts of that is gonna need to be blurred out.
And yeah, we're probably gonna mute up at that point as well because it's got music in it. We don't get copyrighted and all that type of stuff. You can end the stream. You can end the screen, by the way, so that it's not full grid. Thank you. So, if you didn't know, that show is Channel 4. It's called Naked Education, and the idea behind the show is to help and prevent young children who might or who may suffer from body dysmorphia, and all these type of things. So
I like the goal.
That's the ambition, is to to help children, to educate children that their bodies are normal. They're not outcasts for being this way or that way and all these type of things. Everyone is welcome, essentially. You see what I'm saying? So the trailer, one of the reasons why they one of the steps that the show has taken in order to show kids that everyone is normal is by having adults stand in front of them and get naked, so that these kids can see what real adult bodies look like.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really for this cause, and yeah, you know what? I think the park next door has kids in there. I'll be back, guys.
That's it.
What?
Bro, that's it.
This is crazy.
Bro, that's it. That's it. You just did it. That's it. That's the premise of the show. And mind you, I'm saying that's the premise of the show. What I mean is that's the thing that they've shown. I'm not watching the show. I'm not promoting this thing. You crazy as hell.
Yeah, don't watch this. So let's get this straight. Kids have body dysmorphia.
Well, not that they necessarily have body dysmorphia, the children anyway, but the ambition is to remove body dysmorphia by showing the kid, or preventing body dysmorphia by showing the children what adult bodies look like naked.
Yeah. You know what? Like I don't disagree with the concept of the show, because we live in a world now, like the Dunya'S gone crazy, where people are, man, it's hard for people nowadays. Like all you see for men and women, but I think more so for women, is the perfect bodies everywhere, whether it's on TV, whether it's on adverts, whether it's games, whatever it is, everything's just photoshopped and things are adjusted. And even then, there's a certain body type that is highly coveted by most people in every society. And every society is different. I think it's very different. And like, I think I saw something where they were showing like body like shapes. And in Egypt, like the perfect like body shape was like more round compared to.
So yeah, it's different for every nation. Yeah. I think they surveyed like men, like what their ideal body would be, and then they sort of like described it.
Have you seen it?
No, I've seen the picture. Yeah, it went on. It was years ago. This was years ago. It was years ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is something like this is needed. It's not like people need to be shown what actual bodies look like, or maybe the actual. I guess maybe it's not showing what actual bodies look like, but not being shown what bodies don't look like. Maybe that's the issue. Because this is going to be a small dent, but I guess this might be the road, like the pathway to a better future. Who knows?
Bro, this absolutely stinks. This is an absolute howler. This is the worst thing that I've ever seen come out of TV. And I've watched episodes of Love Island and stuff like this. Bro, what? You're parading adult people, men and women, in front of underage children. Line them up like it's a lineup in a police station, identifying. You're having these little kids and these little girls and these little boys and these other little like watching adults and their whole genitalia and stuff like that, and you think that's good TV, or you think that's a way to, bro? We don't need to do all that. You don't need to show these kids. Do a drawing, bro. Are you crazy? If you really wanted to do this, do a drawing. Like, these are real people.
Yeah.
Like, adults, bro.
Drawing,
Adults.
animation.
Bro, adults, bro, in front of children, bro.
And this is allowed on TV. This is Channel 4. This is mainstream TV. This is one of the biggest like shows in the UK.
And it's not they show it before 9 p.m. even. Like, it ain't even like something that they would show, like, I don't know, like, so they specifically want to show this to like other children too on TV. Like, nah, man, this is so yucky to me. This is so yucky to me. And I think they've released like 6 episodes and all these type of things. Now, it's horrible. It stinks.
I wonder what reviews it's getting, because I'm sure there are people who are loving it and there are people who are hating it. It's probably got very mixed reviews.
Kids, bro, in front of adults, bro.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And these kids' parents have like agreed to this as well. Maybe thinking that it's positive for them, it's gonna help. Like, you know what it is? This to me is like Western medicine versus like Eastern medicine, or like holistic medicine. Like, Western medicine is like you create an issue.
This would be more holistic, if anything. Well, it depends on who. It depends where you get your holistic from. Because if it was Asian holistic, this is Asian holistic.
What?
Like,
how?
What
Where?
do you mean how? What you think? What do you call it? Drinking tiger bone pill is gonna increase your libido and all these type of things.
Yes.
Okay, khalas, no problem. Listen, man. Listen. So that's not.
But the point.
Go on.
The point is that, like, with Western medicine, you take medicine and it has all these potential side effects that can happen. And then those side effects may have, and then you take a medicine to sort that out and it may have side effects. I went to the hospital the other day and they gave me like these painkillers. So he gave me painkillers. They were like, here you go, this is painkillers just in case like pain gets worse. I was like, all right, cool, thank you. Took the painkillers and they're like, also have this. I'm like, oh, is this also for painkillers? They're like, nah, this is constipation, if you have constipation. And I'm like, I don't have, that's not what I'm here for. I don't have constipation. Why are you giving me this? And they're like, oh yeah, so this medicine that we're giving you for the pain, it is likely that it will give you constipation. So if it does, just take it until the constipation's gone. And I'm just there like, all right, like this, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Bro,
I agree with that.
I was so flabbergasted, bro. That's the word. I was so flabbergasted when I saw this, bro. But the thing is, that's not even. So this was just the show. The article that I wanted to discuss is titled headlines: Naked Education, which is the title of the show. Complaints near 1,300 as anger grows over Channel 4 parading nude adults in front of children. That's the headline of the article. So the UK media regulator Ofcom received 1,297 complaints for the first 2 episodes that aired of the show. So it's essentially a body image show. Ofcom hasn't like investigated it or has done nothing yet. As of like from my recent article that I've seen, they haven't really done anything with the complaints yet. They haven't investigated or anything yet. And and I don't know what's taking them so long. But I also have the feeling that Channel 4 probably went to Ofcom beforehand and saying, hey, this is going to be our show and all these type of things. But that's crazy to me, man. And then obviously the show, or even Channel 4, it's like what's the word I'm looking for? Is unequivocal in their defense of the show. Ian Katz, who's the Channel 4 chief content officer, said that the show's hope, so the show's ambition, is to confront body image anxiety and like depression and stuff, and he calls it a valuable public service broadcasting.
Interesting.
Ian, yeah?
Ian Katz. And he says, he continues, anyone who suggests that the Channel 4 show Naked Education promotes pedophilia or is abusive of children almost certainly hasn't watched it, he tweeted. The show counters the dangerous myths and toxic images that teenagers are bombarded with by exposing them to real normal bodies and engaging them in an open, safe conversation about them. But you can do that though. You can have these open and safe conversations if you wanted to. I don't know, like, bro, you can do that, but I don't understand the need to parade naked bodies in front of children. That's my hang up on it. That's my hang up on it.
This is where it's like when you say like the Dunya'S gone crazy, like this is like things might just get worse and worse. Like if they are okay to do this, I wouldn't be surprised if they went into schools and they were like, right, this is what sex actually looks like. I know you guys are watching all
1,000,000%. It's gonna happen soon.
Because kids will watch the stuff that's, I don't know, like as actors and actresses or whatever, right?
It's readily available on the internet.
It's not real. So they'll be like, you know what? We're gonna show you somebody who's actually doing it. You know, this is real and it's not fake. There you go, kids.
100%. 100%. I can see it 100% happening. And then, do you know what the evolution from that is? Because, you know, just like in all classes, let's go through what a normal math class looks like, right? Okay, you're gonna learn about division. Okay, cool. Teacher shows you, cool. This is how you do division. So 2 divided by 4. How many? 4 divided by 2. How many 2's go into the 4? And it will show you. So it's like 2. So there's 2, all these type of things. All right, guys. Now that I've shown you how to do it, I want you to show me that you've learned how to do it. So here are some exercises. Please do it.
Oh no.
Yikes.
And then what does the teacher do afterwards? Critique if you've done it correctly.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Come on, man.
This is what it's leading to.
But the thing is,
like,
people.
What is the limit? There's no limit.
And the wild thing is that people, as I say this, some people are gonna be like, "Nah, we're never gonna do that." And then, huh? What are you talking about? Do you talk about you're never gonna do that? You're gonna find a way to be able to do that, bro. You're gonna find a way to be able to do that, because eventually you're gonna argue that, you know, the earlier that they're exposed to some things, and the safer it will be for them. That's always the argument, ain't it? That's why sex education always gets introduced at a younger age. It's facts. It's facts, bro. No, it's facts, bro. So I won't be surprised if eventually that will be the direction that they go through. All types of this is what it looks like. This is what a normal genitalia for this gender looks like. Feel free to, you see what I'm saying? Feel free to complete the sentence in your head of what feel free to ends with. Come on, man. I think this is outrageous, bro. And some people are gonna say to me, you know, how can you make that conclusion from this tiny show that is all about body positivity, image, all these type of things? Hey, listen, man, listen. The way the world's working, the way it's gotten crazy, this dunya, bro, nothing will surprise me in the future anymore. Is what I'm gonna go with. But the thing is, I'm probably still gonna get surprised.
Because of all of the fake and exaggerated immorality we have in the world right now.
Yeah.
They have to expose the kids to real immorality so they know.
So they can discern what is good immorality and what is bad immorality. Yeah. Oh, let me just let's clarify. Immorality to what we would consider as immorality, right? Our definition of whatever that is. What your definition of it might be different, but that's the point. Is what I'm saying. That's what
I think looking at naked people is immorality everywhere. Well, no, that's not even true.
It's not
actually.
True. It's not.
It's not.
It's not true. It's absolutely not true, bro. It's absolutely, bro. I can go so hard into this, bro, but I don't know if I should. We just came out, bro. I don't want to get. We just came out. Like, there's so many. When we get Patreon one day, when we get big enough to do Patreon, all right, where we can hide behind a paywall, then I might start. But in the meantime, let me just build the brand first. But bro, listen, man. Either that or give me 2 months and I'll give you my hot take, bro. I'll give you my hot take in about 2 months. Cause, listen, man, that's the direction that we're building into. The reason I can make that conclusion, like I said, is because of the track record that we've managed to accomplish so far. Like we are. Let me say this one at least, bro. A few years ago, there was a doll, a children's sex doll that was created. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah, wasn't it with the fashion company? What's called?
I don't remember. No, not that one. You're talking about Balenciaga. I'm talking about years ago. There was a sex doll that was created and molded as a child.
I did hear of this, yeah.
For that group of people, and the thinking, the idea behind it was that they would unleash their thoughts and sort of desires onto that doll as opposed to real, human beings and hurting those real human beings.
That's so strange, man.
Bro, we have that track record, bro. We have that track record already, bro.
Yeah, well, that's weird. I just don't understand how you could have a problem and then the solution being equally as outrageous as the problem itself.
But that's the thing. They don't consider it to be an outrageous solution. There's no... The bigger picture isn't there for them. They don't...
I understand.
It's not about the I don't... But listen, man. It's a tunnel vision type of thing to me. And I don't know. Like, I was just so, like... What I'm really trying to say here is that I don't know how far I was born like this. I don't know how far that sentiment of I was born like this can really stretch to. That's it. I'm not going to say more than that. I think we're going to move on. But unless you guys had some final thoughts about this.
Nah, man, good luck to them.
We can leave it there. We're going to leave it there. But listen, man, I was born like this. How far can you really stretch that? And I think in the future, we can stretch it really bubblegum far.
I'm interested to see where people will draw the line. Because right now, as far as I can see, there are lines being drawn, but those are lines that we already had before, and those lines are just moving up and up and up. So I wonder where they'll say, okay, now we stop.
There isn't.
That hasn't happened yet.
Because there's a saying where if you were a Republican or a conservative, no, excuse me, if you were a Democrat or a liberal, 20 years ago, today you would be a conservative / Democrat without having changed your ideologies at all. So it will, listen, that's it. خلاص. We'll move.
Next article.
The headline of the second article we're going to talk about today is House approves, so like government house, like, you know what I'm saying? House approves trans athlete ban for girls and women's teams. That's
okay.
So they drew a line.
That's the headline. So a bill was approved in the House where trans athletes are.
What country is this?
This is in America. Trans athletes are barred from girls and women's teams that are federally supported at federally supported schools and colleges, universities. But the bill was I don't know the process of bills and all these stuff in the US, but the article does mention that the bill is probably unlikely to advance further because the current House is a Democratic-led state. So, you know, it's probably not going to be supported by Biden, and Biden's probably just going to veto it. But it did pass the House. I think it did pass in the House. It was, I think, like 213 to 209 votes or something like this. So the whole idea was for the people who supported the bill. So one of them being United States Representative Greg Stoob. I don't know how to say his last name. He says that the integrity of women's sports must be protected. The whole idea behind banning trans athletes, specifically, I think they're talking about trans women athletes from competing in girls and women's sports. The idea is to remove the sort of unfairness in the competitions, and the case that they like to cite is Leah Thomas. So Leah Thomas, I spoke about in 2022 or 2020. Yeah, in 2022, Leah Thomas entered a competition, a swimming competition, a women's swimming competition, where she won by a lot. And Leah Thomas is a trans woman. And one of the reasons why there was such an outrage was not only was it because she was a woman, she was a trans woman, but before she transitioned, when she competed in the men's swimming competitions, she was like ranked 258 or whatever it was. Like she didn't even qualify for these competitions. She didn't even get a participation medal. But as soon as she joined the women's competitions as a trans woman, she won and just completely trashed everyone else. So they like to cite this case to say that there's a complete disadvantage for women and girls that were born and were assigned as females at birth, competing against trans women. So that's their reason.
They shouldn't have won by so much. They shouldn't have won by so much. They should have just only just won. But hey,
it's greed, innit? It was greed, really. Like she wanted to show too quickly how good she was.
All of that pride, all of that hurts and egos. I'm 200 and something. I've been trying. This is my life, and I'm not even getting into the competitions. Yeah, and then they're like, I'm gonna win.
So how do you guys feel about this bill? Do you like it? Do you disagree with it? How do you feel about this bill?
No, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be a surprise from my part, but I think it's something that is, yeah, that should have been put in place before. But now, yeah, I think it's a bit too late. And it being this close is very strange to me, to be fair. You know, you said what, 209 to 212.
13 or something like that. Yeah, it was very close. It was like 200 plus each. It was just it was by majority. It was by majority. It wasn't like by like 2/3 majority or these type of things.
Yeah. No, I think this is good. So the women can compete and in a safe environment. I think that's fine.
Masin?
You say safe environment, but like if I was a woman and I went to only women swimming, just casually, like anyone could join that who claims to be a woman. But anyway, with the bill, yeah, it's I agree with it completely. It doesn't make sense. Like there's certain like I can't think of any sport. Just what I like snooker maybe or pool where like the advantage is not going to be that much.
Yeah.
Even then, there'll still be an advantage. But I don't know. Like wrestling. Like imagine a man joining wrestling or like any martial arts.
Combat sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, any combat sport. Like
there was actually a trans woman athlete that fought in the women's combat sport. I forgot which competition it was or which promotion it was, but it was an MMA fight, and she absolutely dogged you. I think she broke like an orbital bone. I think.
Oh, that's not. See.
That's it, man.
Yeah, nah, it's not fair at all. You can't put men, or however you want to say it, people who are like biologically men, to go like in physical competitions against women. Even in chess, is chess separated or is that?
Yeah, it is.
I think so. Yeah.
Even chess is men and women. So now you want to do like physical competition where we all know that men physically in most cases are more dominant than women. It doesn't make any sense to allow that to happen.
Just and for clarification purposes, we're talking about cream of the crops people, right? We're not talking about me versus Amanda Nunes or me versus Valentina Shevchenko. I've said this previously in episode 1. I'm not talking about that. We're just talking about fighters versus fighters, swimmers versus swimmers. I'm not talking about like, I don't know, like obviously I'm not gonna beat a woman who's trained her whole life to be a swimmer just because I'm a man. That's not possible. I've never trained to be a swimmer in my life. We're talking about swimmers versus swimmers, fighters versus fighters, bro. It's not happening, bro. I've never seen a trans man dominate in men's competitions. I've never seen it happen. That's my point. Ignore the theatrics. That's my point. I've never seen it happen. That's all I'm saying. But let's be considerate a little bit. Cool, no problem. So the people that are against this bill, the people who voted against this bill, people like the United States Representative, my goodness, my handwriting is terrible, Pramila Jayapal. Pramila maybe Jayapal. She says,
I think you butchered it both times, but yeah, go ahead.
Definitely. These bills tell some of the most vulnerable children in our country that they do not belong. That's the argument. That by passing this bill, we're telling children that they don't belong. Children who maybe identify as trans people, that they don't belong in these sports. or they don't belong in these competitions. As being as that they're some of the most vulnerable people, we're telling them that they don't belong. This is the argument that this U.S. representative makes, and a lot of people who advocate for this, this is what they make. It's a terrible argument, but
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
And you let me know if this question makes sense. If it relates to this at all. If I were to identify as, say, physically disabled, having no legs, or maybe not having no legs, but just have a disability, and then I went to participate in the Paralympics. To me, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. You're talking about some of that, Cartman, South Park episode. That was an amazing episode.
I haven't actually seen
That's how amazing it was. 'Cause it was
That's
Eric.
what he did, though.
It was Eric. He thought it was gonna be easy. He still got dusted by everyone. He got dusted by all the Paralympians. Listen, I don't know, man. They argue against that. I don't know the arguments. They say that's you're equating something that's not equal.
Not comparable.
Not comparable. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know how it isn't. I've not been educated in that. I'd love to be educated in that at some point in the future. Why, yeah. I think it was I hate even quoting him, but it was Piers Morgan that was in his show at one point when he was with a trans activist person. I don't think she was a trans person herself, but she was an activist for the LGBTQ plus rights or trans people's rights. And he asked her, like, what's to stop me from identifying as a 45-year-old black lesbian woman? Because it seems like we're just able to just label ourselves to however we, and a lot of trans people or a lot of people in the who are non-binary and all these type of things, they despise that argument. They hate it because they feel like it's minimizing them. Like it's like because their argument is always, we're not choosing to identify this way. We do identify this way. We are this way. We're not choosing to be like this. We are like this. And for a long time, I was always kind of on the fence about, this with this, because I was always on the side of anyone who's willing to put themselves at the spotlight of being mocked and ridiculed, I can trust. So if a trans woman or trans man comes to me and says, I'm a trans woman or I'm a trans man, and these are my pronouns, I'm not going to disrespect you by going against what you're telling me. I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. And I'll address you in the way you wish to be addressed. Because in my head, I'm going, no person would put themselves in that type of position if it's not true. Does that make sense? Like, if I'm I don't know how else to explain it, but if you're sort of bold enough to put yourself in that limelight, then I believe you. But as I grew up, I also recognized that some people would do that deliberately just so that they can be in the limelight. Some people like the idea of fighting for a cause, even if they have no idea what the cause is. As long as there's a cause and they'd like to fight, and they can fight for it, they'll fight for it. I've also recognized that some of those people exist. So it's a bit of an iffy one, but I'm not gonna whatever, man. Whatever. There was a comedian that said, listen, trans athletes, if you're gonna let them play, trans women athletes, if you're gonna let them play in the women's competitions, I have nothing against it. as long as I'm able to still continue to bet in those games.
Wait, you can't bet in those games?
No, he said as long as I'm gonna be able to still continue to bet in these games.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
As long as you never ever ban as betting in women's competitions where trans athletes are participating.
Yeah. I mean, what's gonna happen with this is that the like the men who now identify as women and who are who are now athletes and with like in women's sports, like if this is allowed to continue, you'll see like the top 10 people in every sport are probably just going to be people that have transitioned, and then you'll have maybe in between that, you know, number 6 is somebody who was born as a woman, and like you can't allow that.
It's not fair, man. It's not fair, bro. It's not fair. Like, bro, like back in the day, bro, like women who were born as females or assigned as females at birth fought so hard to just even be in competitions like this. To be able to have their own leagues, to be able to have their own competitions. And now they can't even participate really in it anymore because eventually they just won't be good enough to be in those competitions.
Yeah.
And
that's because of how they were born.
And that's not and that's not to disrespect them by saying that they're just, you know, weak or incapable. But bro, like if we're talking basketball, bro, do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see a lot of dunking in the WNBA, bro. I see dunking every night in the NBA though.
Yeah. For years and years, the men went out to hunt for the animals, and then the women looked after kids and stayed home and picked berries or whatever.
Beautiful responsibility, yeah.
It's an amazing responsibility, right? But if you are running for years, for generations after animals, you can run up and down a basketball court, like no one's gonna beat you at that, you know.
And again, we're talking about, bro. I have to just like add this contextualization.
Stop, we don't need to give disclaimers.
No, we have to.
People can choose to understand how they want to understand.
I have to. I have to. Because I hate being.
Ask questions.
No, I hate being misunderstood. We're talking about athletes versus athletes. I'm not talking about me versus Amanda Nunes, bro. That lady, I'm like double her weight. She will still kill me, bro. Today, right now. If we fought, she would kill me, bro. She would absolutely maul me down. You're crazy. I'm not talking about like that. I'm just talking about in like athletes versus athletes. I'm just talking like that. Bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not right. I don't think it's right. I think it's so wrong. And I think for people to ask that you have your own league, it's not saying that you're not women. It shouldn't. You shouldn't take that as to mean that you're not women if you feel that way, but as a means to just sort of equal the playing field. Whatever, man.
I know we gotta move on, but like, it does mean that they're not women because they are trans women. They are not.
Well, no, I'm talking about from their perspective. I'm just talking about from their perspective.
But even then, it's just a reality. You are like,
because that's that's one of the other arguments is that by them being excluded, it's sort of saying that they're not real women, and the whole idea is that they consider themselves to be real women. That's it. That's one of the reasons why they want to stay in these competitions is because once you make that separation, then you know, it's a separation. It would be to them. I don't know, because the other argument for them would be like, okay, well, why you know, if you're talking about leveling down the evening up the playing field, why don't you separate the black sprinters from the white sprinters? Because because genetically speaking, the black sprinters for some reason are highly advantaged compared to the white sprinters. So why don't we make that separation? And so, and they're both men, right? So that's the
I
argument.
think it's just the way you think about it as well, because, and this might not be completely related, but like the Jewish community, in many areas, they're a very tight knit community. They have Jewish ambulance, Jewish police. In some hospitals, there's a Jewish section of the hospital where no one is allowed except for Jewish people, has Jewish doctors, and only Jewish people are allowed in there. And that's a sense of pride for them to have to be separated because of to be separated and to have their own community that they can look after, and the community can look after them, to have that tight knit community. And that's just the way that they think about it. So it's not the exact same thing, but it's I think it's the way of thinking about it, because they could be like, oh well, we are ostracized or whatever, but they choose to have that tight knit community. Like, it's acceptance.
But that's the thing, is that you don't want to, like they already have that tight knit community. And the thing is like the Jewish people have that tight knit community, but they're also not ostracized. That's the point. They're not ostracized. You have a couple racist people that don't like them, but for the most part, they're generally accepted in the society. They're not out of the social norm. They're not outside of status quo. They're just normal people who believe in certain things. What the trans people will argue to you is that, we already have a tight knit group, but everyone outside of our group is staring at us like we're gorillas in a cage. Like we're in a zoo, and we're zoo animals being spectated at. That's what they'll argue to you, and to a certain degree, I can respect the argument, and like I feel you a little bit, but unfortunately, it's the way of life a little bit sometimes. But yeah, I just don't. I don't know, man. It's different. My stand is that I don't agree that they should. I feel like they should have their own league, because it's completely unfair. But they will argue. They have arguments against that. They have arguments against that.
Right. Fair enough.
All right, man. Moving on to our last article for the day. I mean, outside of the final two, our last article for the day. Juul Labs, man. Do you guys remember Juul Labs? Or do you know Juul Labs? The Juuls, the vapes, the e-cigarettes? So no. Juul Labs is the manufacturer of the vape, of the vaping pens, the e-cigarette pens. And this month, a couple of weeks ago, they have agreed to the headline is Juul Labs agrees $462 million deal to settle claims. So 6 states in the United States accused Juul Labs of targeting teenagers in their marketing and ad campaigns. So Juul Labs have agreed to settle those claims by paying $460 million, or 372 million pounds, roughly, so that they don't have to go to court and face trial and all these type of things. But the firm, the manufacturer, is not admitting to any wrongdoing still, and said that the latest deal was part of its commitment to resolve issues from the company's past. So they're sort of just like, we just want to get it out of the way and just apologize for whatever, but we're actually not, but there's no apology anywhere. Like, we didn't do anything wrong, but
we're not guilty. We just want to get this out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. So this settlement then means that Juul Labs has now settled cases for more than $1 billion for its
How much money do they have?
Bro, it's crazy.
They have.
You don't see it, bro. You don't see these people with their vape pens, bro. blowing all types of smokes, thinking they're like chimneys or something. Like you go, and all their tricks and all these type of things, bro. Like craziness, bro. I had a guy when I used to live in Manchester that just did that. That's all. That was his entire personality. Was his vape pen, and all the tricks he can do with it.
There was a few. There's a few times recently, actually. One time I was on the or where, like on the bus, I think, on my way to work, and I'm sitting there, and it's been like a long week. I'm sitting down. Everyone there is like sitting down, going to work, and then there's one guy that just takes out his vape pen, and he just starts doing it like on the bus. He just casually, like nothing was happening.
Yeah.
And then and I had to talk to him. I was like, "Excuse me, sorry, can you not like do that in this enclosed space on the bus?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, sorry." And he seemed like he was really stressed with his life. So
yeah.
Kind of bad. But he was like, and then it happened another time as well. Someone else, this and this guy was like what 40 something years old.
Right.
First guy, and then the second guy was pretty like young. He looked like he was maybe, I don't know, like 17.
Yeah.
16, 17, maybe even younger. No, probably younger, maybe like 15, 16. And he was doing it on the train as well. He's just like smoking it. And me, I don't even do, like my parents have in the house, sometimes they do bukhur.
Yeah.
You know, the like charcoal, and then they put like the smell on it, and like they take the smoke around. I hate that. Like I feel like I can't breathe. So they were just smoking inside, and I don't like it. And I had to tell him, I was like, "Excuse me, sorry. Can you please stop that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." People are just getting so casual with it now. Like,
I think it's because they think like because it smells nice because of the flavor that people don't really care. Either that or they're just so overly stressed that they don't either care either. Like they just need that hit. So they say that in 2022, around 2.5 million United States school students were using e-cigarettes. Just like at any given moment. And this was a CDC survey that they done. And so, like I said, the manufacturer, Juuls, that they repeatedly deny, having targeted, young people. But like I don't know if you've ever seen the packaging of these type of things. But critics, they say like, bro, what are you talking about? You deny targeting them. Look at the packaging you use. It's all mad colorful. The flavors you have, it's like Tango orange, Tango Fanta this. You see what I'm saying? Like sweets. Like it's almost like it's candies and sweets and all these type of things. What do you mean like you're not targeting children? And then like they use in their ad campaigns and stuff like this, like they use like really young people too, like young models, to like showcase the vape pen or whatever it is, and like the different types of flavors. And a lot of people also don't realize like that vape thing is sometimes a little bit more dangerous than cigarettes sometimes, really, because like what you'll find is that you actually, because of the flavor, you'll end up like consuming more because you're not really understanding it all, and it's oil, you don't really know what's happening and all these type of things. It's like the difference between like drinking, for example, right? Drinking like a cocktail maybe versus drinking like just shots, right? Shots, it's spirits, it's disgusting. But a person who drinks cocktail, it has like orange juice or these type of things or whatever, so it doesn't taste like alcohol. It doesn't have all this type of like bitterness to it. So you'll find yourself drinking more of it just because it doesn't taste like alcohol itself. It's the same thing in my opinion. But yeah, man, they still have so many more lawsuits to the other states have against them. So we'll just have to see how that pans out.
You know what that probably is though? It's probably because a lot of like we know a lot of like politicians get into certain like industries, and they support those industries.
Lobby for it,
Cigarettes, lobby for it, exactly. Yeah, cigarettes are massive. Like every
massive.
single country,
massive.
Cigarettes are absolutely massive. So,
and in the US, it's guns as well. Yeah.
And guns. Yeah. So I'm sure it's a big That's a big part of it.
It's I mean, bro, clearly it's a
I
multi-billion-dollar
would assume.
company.
Yeah.
Clearly it's a multi-billion-dollar company. The fact that they're able to settle for $1 billion. Although to be fair, I think this 1 billion that they're paying here is like over 8 years or whatever. But still, you know, it's a lot of money.
That's all of that money that they're making taken away from the cigarette industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the cigarette industry has probably lost a lot. Just like taxis when Uber came out, like taxis and cabs.
Yeah. Damn, you think
nah.
you think the cigarette companies told the politicians, hey, I'm gonna need you to make a lawsuit against Jules. This is really cutting into my thing, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to donate to your next campaign if you don't do something.
I would not be surprised.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens,
I'm
you
sure
know.
those conversations happen. Like maybe not exactly like that, but it's
Like,
yeah,
hey, I'm gonna need you to start talking a little bit more about the importance of having an AK-47 available at every shop. Otherwise, I don't know if I can give you this $100 million for your next ad campaign. Seriously, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, they have AR rifles readily available down south in the United States, bro. And you know what I learned recently? You know, because you gotta get a permit down south. You gotta get a permit to what they call conceal carry. So to carry a gun, but to be able to conceal it as well. So that's a different license. So if you own a gun normally, you have to show it. You can't hide it because that's, you know, you can understand the logical thinking there.
Yeah.
But to actually, this guy, he went down south to get a concealed carry permit. Bro, all it is a form, and they ask you to give me your social security number, give me your name, and then give me a reason as to why you need a concealed carry permit. And one of the reasons is self-defense. Howla. Self-defense, bro. And it's just a box you have to tick. You give it, they check they run your DLs, make sure you don't have like a criminal background or anything like this. And that's it. You have a concealed carry permit. You can now carry I don't know, a Smith & Wesson or something and hide it on your bodily person if you wanted to. That's crazy, bro. And the only places, like, unless the property says you're not allowed to have a gun in it, the only real places that you're not allowed to have a gun down south, I think it's like a church and like banks and like airports, I think. Those type of like places.
Yeah. Well, you know what that tells me? The Dunya'S gone crazy.
The Dunya'S gone crazy, man. But just to lighten up the world a little bit, man. These two, we're gonna go into our faith in humanity restored news, man. We've covered a lot of stuff today that very heavy-handed, but you know, it's also a month of, like, you know what I'm saying, like back order. We'll call it a back order. So anyway, so this headline goes: 2 men wrongly convicted in California are declared innocent. The men Dupree Glass and Juan Rayford, is it Juan? Yeah, Juan Rayford served almost 17 years in prison before they were declared innocent last Thursday. So April, whatever last Thursday was.
20th, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They were 17 or 18 years old when they were accused of being a part of a robbery gone wrong, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can just double check that though real quick. Was it a robbery gone wrong?
Congratulations, Bree and Juan.
So they
It's always nice stories.
It doesn't say here actually. Oh, they were wrongly convicted of attempted murder after a 2004 shooting. Were declared and they were declared innocent on Thursday by a California judge. So they went there. So all that stuff happened. They were 17 and 18 respectively, and they're now 36 and 37 years old. So a lot of their life, you know, was dedicated to being in prison And it's such an impactful part of your life too. You know, we've discussed this before with remember the other gentleman who was spent like 30 years or whatever in prison. It's such a good amount of your life, like just you know, almost really wasted because of something that you didn't even do. But under a new, and I'm saying but, I don't know if this is necessarily a compensation to them, but I'm sure it helps a little bit. Under a new law in California, the state is required to pay them each $140 for every day that they spent behind bars. So for that totals to, for each of them, around $900,000 each. I don't know how they're going to get that money. I don't know if they'll get $140 every day or if they'll just get like a total sum or if it's going to be an installment thing monthly.
Hopefully total sum, yeah.
Yeah, but they at least get that reparations, if you will. I don't really know what to call it.
It's like a goodwill.
Yeah. But I mean, bro, like let me ask you this right now. Would you rather spend 17 years of your life from the age 17 in real life outside with your freedom or in jail and then I give you 900,000 at the end of it? Do you know what I mean?
I'll take real life, man.
Okay,
it's not all about money.
And we don't know who these people were, bro. That's what I'm saying. They could have made that 900,000 in 2 years. They probably didn't need to spend 17 years in jail. You don't know what the circumstances of certain people are. So
I would do it.
You know what I'm saying? What'd you say?
I would do it.
Do what?
Spend 17 years in jail for the money.
Okay, so moving on. Florida man news. Florida man news. Florida man news. Have you not seen the new? Let me explain. No, there's no explanation, brother. There's no explanation.
There is.
There is.
Yes, there is.
There isn't.
Look. You have more time with your Lord. Less distractions from life. You have that time. It's not even about the money, you know. You just have the time to reflect.
Bro, do you know how lucky these two people are to be alive? And you're talking about time. Do you know how crazy the prison system is in the United States? 17 years, bro. That's 17 years of every day they could have died at any given moment just because of gang wars. And you're talking about your Lord. You could do that outside, bro.
My Lord will protect me, bro.
You can do that outside.
And if I go, I go.
Okay, khalas, no problem.
This guy, man.
So Florida man news. I miss Florida man news though, man. I miss it. The thing is, like, the whole time that I was in that we were in Ramadan, I didn't look at Florida man news at all. Because I didn't want bad vibes during my Ramadan. And this one is bad vibes too. The
man, what did he do now?
South Florida man shot at 2 Instacart delivery workers who went to the wrong house. He went to the wrong house, bro. So these two guys, they were like delivering something and they pulled up to the wrong house. And the man sent his kid outside to tell the people. Well, this is from his story. He sent the kid outside to tell the people to leave. And allegedly, he heard the kid say help. He came out. He told them to leave. And apparently they were driving sort of erratically. And so when they drove off, they sort of skidded him a little bit. And they ran over his right foot. And then he started shooting them with his shotgun, I think. Or was it just a normal handgun? He just started shooting at them. Luckily, they're okay. Like, nothing happened to them. It wasn't fatal or anything like this. But he just started letting off because of that. And they were like,
well,
no.
He happened to have a gun on him?
Bro, it's South Florida, bro. This didn't happen to have a gun. He had a gun on him.
What? It was just... What? Just readily available?
Yeah,
just
bro.
In case?
It was probably right next to the door where your umbrella normally goes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was probably just there. It was like, boy, go tell these kids to get off my damn lawn. Get off my yard.
Tell him to get off my porch.
And then he told it, and then his kid apparently said, "Help!" And then he came in with his shotgun. They don't really tell. They don't really tell it from the two people's stories. Oh wait, he said, "Here you go." They said, "I saw him pull out a gun, and that's when I said, we gotta go, we gotta go." She said, "I was scared. I'm not gonna lie." No, was it?
Of course, I'd be scared too.
It's so normal for them though. That just a gun literally like in your face. Like it's just so normal, bro. I hear it.
Well, I'm glad they're okay. There's actually one story I heard recently of who was it? I think my wife actually told me this. There was a kid apparently. I don't know if you heard of this. A kid somewhere in America who their parents got them light up shoes.
Yeah.
And they the kid actually denied them. They were like, "No, I don't want to wear these light up shoes to school.
Yeah.
Because if I wear them to school and there's a school shooting, then you may be able to find me." And they were serious about it.
Oh, fresh.
You seen it?
I haven't seen it, but that's a smart kid.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a collapsible room in a class.
Yes, yeah, I saw that one.
Do you see that? It's a collapsible safe house within the class. So like if you hear the siren, you can like prop it up from the wall and make that section of the classroom be like a safe house. And there's like a door, and then like no one can get in and out and stuff like this, from the outside at least. That's crazy, bro. America's, you know what I'm saying, bro? They have gun drills, bro. They have shooting drills. Like it's a fire alarm drill. It's mad. It's mad. America, listen, man. The dunya is going crazy. America is going nuts. They have an old man who can't even get up the stairs without assistance, leading their country. They have another man running against him who likes to get spray tanned. And it's just wild. I don't know what's happening to this country.
Random.
I'm hoping to just leave at some point. I'm hoping to leave at some point, man.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Well, I'm hoping to leave this place at some point.
Yeah, come to Manchester.
You're saying come to Manchester. You're not going to Manchester.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
I don't like
same here. Maybe.
I don't like this maybe because I know you're not. I 100% know you're not.
We'll see. What episode? This is episode 9, yeah?
This is episode 9. Bro, because if everyone moved to Manchester, you know I'm moving to Manchester. Like, facts. Big, like, no, like, hesitation whatsoever. I've been told you lot about Manchester. Did I say about like, Manchester is, like, super dope? I said this from, like, years ago. People don't want to believe me.
You have been told us.
It has all the creature comforts that someone who's from London, who grew up with. It has all of those creature comforts, but without the tax of being London. Like, a drink being 50p more because it's London. Like, no, man. Relax yourself. Relax yourself. People. Episode 9. Episode 9 is done. Is a wrap. And I'm going to listen to this audio back. This might be the first episode we release that is going to be available on audio platforms. Facts. Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, all of that stuff. Google Play. This might be the first episode we have that will be available in audio platforms. So hopefully I get to that. It's because I have to pay for it. That's why I held it off for so long. I have to pay for it, and also like I wanted to make sure the audio was good. Is what I'm saying. Before I made it into
now that we're making money from this.
We're not. I'm about to lose money, but it's no problem. It's an investment. It's an investment. Tesla's already lost me so much money. What's another stream of you know how people say you should have multiple sources of income? How about multiple sources of expenses? So here's another one for you. People,
I'm excited for next episode. Double digits, and it will happen.
I said this before. This is always the dumbest place to do this, but subscribe. Subscribe. If you're still here, thank you, love you. Like the video and all that good jazz. Appreciate you. I love you guys. And all of that, man. Subscribe, comment, share. We have a Twitter now. So that will be linked in the description below. Instagram that will be linked in the description below. Inshallah, maybe Facebook soon as well. Who knows? We're just trying to get it spread as much as we can. And yeah, man. Yeah. This is gonna be. We're hoping to build that momentum back up again. Still Wednesdays. Yeah, that's it. People, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Masalama. You know what? This part here, I'm still recording, but this part here is gonna get muted up, right? Because I saw this. I like the way this other video ended it. Because the way I've been ending it is just to cut it to black. This other video, he like blurs it, and then it still carries on for like a 10 seconds or so. And whilst it's blurred, you can see, like, people can see like there's still movement and this type of things, and we're still talking, but they don't. It's blurred. They don't hear anything like this, and it's just it's just it's just like a promotion of the you know the thing. It was like subscribe and this is the previous video and all these type of things. But you know what's crazy is that I'm the way he did it is he adds music. Now, obviously I don't add music. I don't even add what's it called, the other one, Nasheed. I don't even like using those either. So I'm probably not gonna mute any of this, and they're gonna hear every single word of me saying this is what I'm gonna do from now on. Is I'm just gonna blur and just talk for the next 10 seconds. So if you're still here, I know it's blurred, but thank you for listening.
Yo,
it's a nice little Easter egg for you. Goodbye.